Are you trying to grow a healthy microbiome or maybe learn about how to make a efficient homemade yogurt? Are you looking for a good yogurt maker? Well, I've tried and tested a few. At this point in time, I already wasted some money because I didn't realize some yogurt makers were not so meticulous about keeping the temperature. So in this video, I'm going to present to you one product that I'm actually happy with. First of all, welcome to my channel. And I do invite you to subscribe by clicking on the small button subscribe next to my name. If you do find this information useful, then please do share it by clicking on the button of share. Thank you. This time I tried it 4 times. My mistake in the past was that when I was measuring the temperature in the yogurt, I was measuring it only on the top, and I didn't actually realize that on the bottom it had a different temperature. So this time around, I measured the temperature correctly. I've done a more thorough review of the product of the yogurt maker, and I am actually happy with this one. I'm actually happy with the end result. And there you go. If you're interested in doing a homemade yogurt with a good yogurt maker, then keep watching my video. We've got some lovely safety tips, basic features, operations, instructions. Pros. UK plug, very small, very cute, very elegant. As you can see, it fits greatly in my kitchen. It's a perfect size, very easy to use. If I turn it on, you can see you've got the temperature and the time with increase and decrease, and the button of confirm or cancel to set it. In the back here, you've got the sensor level for the water. It has to have water inside. Another pro for it, the jars are very, very elegant, very nice. I really like the fact that they're made out of ceramic and not plastic, because when the plastic is heated, it does release toxins in the product. These are made out of silicone. They're easy to use, easy to store. And another thing that I like about the concept of using pots and not one large container is the fact that it gives me flexibility on doing different yogurt recipes. The manual is very elegant as well. I have to say it's very clear, easy to use, and I am ready to give it a go. For my first batch, I'm going to use Dr. David's recipe, formed of 1 liter. I'm going to use pasteurized milk, 1 probiotic that has Lactobacillus Gasseri BNR17, 1 probiotic that has Bacillus coagulant GBI 306086, and the BioGaia with Lactobacillus reuteri, strain DSM 17938, and TCC PTA 6475. And I'm also going to add 2 teaspoons of inulin for every liter of pasteurized milk. So I've got the probiotic ready. I need to powder the BioGaia, and I also got the other 2 probiotics recommended, 1 of each, in my hands, which I'm going to open as a tablet and mix it all before I mix it in the milk. So I've got the reuteri ready here. I'm going to add the other 2. So I've added the 2 probiotics in here. I'm adding the inulin. I'm giving it a good mix. Why is inulin important? Inulin is a fiber that actually feeds the bacteria, and it helps optimizing the level in the final product.
As you know, I've done another video with Dr. Davis' recipe in the past. Unfortunately for me, that was a recipe that was sabotaged by Lakeland because their yogurt maker was increasing the temperature above the listed temperature. So this is an excellent comparison for me to see if this yogurt maker that so far ticked all the boxes has better result. So now I'm mixing it, I'm adding it in the milk. Make sure you give it a good stir so that you don't have any lumps. I'm going to follow this recipe exactly how Dr. Davis recommended it because it's his recipe. And then in my next batches, I'm going to add the Nutrilite Balance Within with 2 different strains of bacteria. And I'm also going to add 2 teaspoons of Streptococcus and a couple of other bacteria from one of the yogurts that I really like. Okay, so this is mixed very well now. As I said, I'm already taking advantage of the fact that I have different containers, and I'm going to put Dr. Davis in these first 2. Okay, so I've put the recipe in these 2 jars and the leftover I drank. The lid slides on so easily, it's unbelievable. Okay, so I'm gonna put these 2 in front. So I've got Dr. Davis' recipe in these 2 in the front. What I'm going to do, I'm going to combine the rest of the bacteria for the 2 in the back. For the other 2 jars, I'm going to use Balance Within that has 2 different strains that they're not in the first 2 jars. I'm going to feed them with this fiber, 1 sachet. So I'm going to put 2 Balance Within, 1 sachet of the fiber. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of this lovely woodland sheep milk. I don't care, I can bind the milk, it's fine. Because these particular ones have probiotic with Streptococcus thermophilus. So we've got Lactobacillus, Acidobacillus bulgarius and Streptococcus thermophilus. Now, I've not managed to get in contact with Woodland yet to actually identify what strain of their probiotic is in it, but that's all right because I've got these 2 that I know for a fact what strain they are. And they are HN019 and NCFM. So that's Bifidobacterium animalis HN019 and Lactobacillus acidophilus NCFM. Both of them with unbelievable health reports available on PubMed, which is the medical magazine for those interested, or on Science Direct. And I'm also going to top it up with a couple of inulin spoons. This is going to be easier because Nutrilite makes everything so easy to use and affordable. So I don't have to remove any capsules or use the grinder. The only difference with different types of bacteria comes in incubation period, the type of fiber they like to eat, and the temperature you do the incubation at. This fiber contains both inulin and guar gum, so I have to mix it really well to make sure that there are no clumps. Guar gum tends to solidify quite fast, but hopefully if I mix it really well, that's not going to happen, and look, it hasn't happened. There's also resistant maltodextrin in the Nutrilite fiber, which is completely different to the maltodextrin that we have associated with negative health effects. So this is resistant maltodextrin, a completely different product. So this is a lovely yogurt, so I'm going to add just 1 teaspoon of this. That's it. And also 2 teaspoons of the inulin powder. And mix it all again really well. I want to make sure that that yogurt from Woodland is mixed in my texture. Okay, so my content is ready. And that's it. I am now going to cover it. Really easy to use tops. I really like this. Look, I can do it with one hand. Right, so the other 2 are at the back. Now, what I'm going to do is to set it on longer time because the Reuteri does need longer time of incubation. But what I'm going to do is before it's finished, I'm going to take these two out and leave it to continue with the two with Reuteri. Let's see. Right, so I've done my first mistake, which was to put the jars in before I put the water in. So I'm just going to take them out. Right, so the short line indicator is where I have to put the water up to. Right, that sounds about right. So if I put the jars back in, the water level should go back to the maximum line. They're fitting perfectly. I can't see in the back. Yes, that is up to the maximum line. Put the lid on. Let's see if it fits in different positions. No, so there's only one fitting position, and that's this one, which is great. So I'm going to follow exactly what Dr. Davis said so that I get the same results he's promoting. So I turn that on. Now the temperature shows at 36. Reuteri as a strain enjoys 37 as a temperature. But because I've put bifidobacterium in it, that doesn't multiply at 37. It doesn't die, but it doesn't multiply. So what I'm going to do is to follow exactly what Dr. Davis said, very smooth digital touch. And that's to put it at 106 Fahrenheit, which is approximately 41.1 Celsius. So I'm going to keep it at 41. I said set. In terms of hours, Dr. Davis recommends 36 hours. Okay. If you get stuck with the settings like I just have, just press on this twice and that should cancel it and you would see off on the screen. When you see off, press on the temperature again. That's 36, set for 36. I'm going to increase it again to 41 as I previously mentioned. Now I'm going to test this again. It's on temp. I've just tried it again. Now I'm going to touch this again to set the time. As you can see, the time is popping up. So I'm going to put 36 hours here. And it's only at this stage that I'm pressing confirm. And that's it. I have to say it will take longer than 36 hours for the simple fact that the water needs warming up inside. So the 36 hours will be considered from the point at which the water meets the temperature. So that's it. I have to also mention that because I combined the recipe, these ones from the back, the bifidobacterium and the strain of Lactobacillus that I put in it, Acidophilus and the Streptococcus thermophilus, don't like such a long incubation time, and the temperature of 41 degrees is borderline for them to not be killed basically by the hot water. So after 12 hours, maximum 14 hours, I'm going to remove the yogurt in the back, because after 12 hours, it is said that the bifidobacterium that I put in the back, as well as the Lactobacillus that I put in the back, they just increase the lactic acid, not the actual bacteria itself. So I have to monitor when the timer starts dropping, and when it's going to start dropping, I have to remember after 12 to 14 hours to remove the two in the back and leave just the two in the front to continue. I've lowered a bit the temperature yesterday because, right, so I can always open it if I need to. But what actually happened is I removed one of these. And you see the yogurt is forming. I've got a temperature measurement here. And if I put it in on the bottom, you can see it goes to 40.2.3. I've noticed that if I keep the temperature on 41, it can go up to 41.5, 41.7. This is all the way to the bottom of the product. So to avoid any sort of issues, I have put the temperature at 40 degrees. Now, what I'm going to do is to take these back ones out. Before I do anything, I'm going to switch it off and then continue a further time with the two in the front. I'm going to switch it off. Okay, that's number one. That's number two. So these are the bifidobacterium and lactobacillus ones that I'm taking out, and I'm putting this back on. And I'm turning it on again. Let's see, the time is 5 hours, but what I want is a further 16 hours. So I do temperature. So I switched the time off, and now I go on temperature. It's on 36, right? I can take it up to 40. And then the time, I need this for a further 12, 14, 12 hours. No, 22 hours. All right, so I need this for 18 hours. Okay, confirm. That's it. Now the Reuteri is continuing to be prepared in there. Have a look at the end product in here. So this is the bifidobacterium one. Okay, it's nice and thick. Well, I had another yogurt maker, and I have to say it was not making it so nice and creamy, and it doesn't seem to have a lot of separation, a lot of whey. So this means that there's no so high amount of lactic acid, which is fantastic. It's quite nice and creamy. So this one I've done for 18 hours in the end at 40 degrees. And I can say that it's a little bit like a kefir in texture right now. I should wait and see how it will be at the second batch. The moment of truth. It turned itself off during the night because the time was up, and I love that. And you can see there's still a lot of heat, and that's why we have this condensation, which is quite normal. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it off first and foremost, and I'm going to test the milk. No. The good thing is that it's now cold. As a tip, do not put too much in the jar, because as you can see, my water colored a bit. This means that when the milk started getting hot, it came out in the container, so that's why I've got a little bit. So next time I have to remember to put a little bit less. And this is the Reuteri. Still got a lot of whey. That is possible to happen because I used semi-skim milk. Yeah, there is a little bit of whey in it. So I might have to test it and see if Luvele is recommending a different combination than Dr. Davis is. But anyway, yeah, I'm pleased with it, and it's slick and nice. So I'll keep at it, and hopefully this will become creamier like the other one. This is the one on bifidobacterium, with bifidobacterium, and as you can see, because I put it in the fridge to cool it off, now it's much thicker than in the other video where it was a little bit too runny. That was because it was hot. This is tasting delicious, and I have it with inulin powder, flaxseed, and chia seeds. This is from my previous batch, which I'm going to use up, And then I'm going to put a couple of spoons from this bifidobacterium-based yogurt to keep it for the next batch. And I'm going to get another container to do the same with the Reuteri one.